What's going on, everybody? LK here, and today, the unfortunately last video in the week of Melty Blood. Shout out to Melty Blood coming out in 2021, man. I'm actually really happy. But I have to do this in a typical YouTuber way, and we're gonna end the week on the mechanic I like the least in the game so far. And it makes sense because I've been playing the game a lot. Again, I've competed at ECT last week in a couple of exhibitions. Still waiting on them to upload those. And I played maybe around like between 400 to 500-ish matches this week. Playing a lot of training mode as well as trying to just figure out the game and see like what I can do, especially with the new mechanics. Which brings me to the mechanic I like the least. So for a lot of people, it would be shield. And as I've been playing, it's not that bad. It's kind of annoying, but it's kind of similar, and they could keep this shield style actually if they make it so low shields lose to mids like an actress again. I have a feeling they made the low shields beat mids just for new players, but I think it's hard for some characters to deal with this thing personally. But again, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, and as you play, you learn ways to not only just deal with it, how to deal with the guessing, you structure your offense better. This one's not so bad. The one that really has been bothering me more than anything else is Moondrive. So let me explain. So Moondrive is this activation where you can act immediately out of it with moon skills, and when you do so, they have clash frames. So as an example here, I have Ciel, and she's gonna do this. So when I attack her, it's always going to clash. Now there are some countermeasures to this. So for example, if you clash here, the clash is considered a hit, and you can counter with a jump shield, and they can't counter shield you. You can't counter shield on moon skills. So it's very, very important. You can also do supers during the clash as well. Your success rate will definitely vary depending on your character's super. Unfortunately, Red Arc Raid super, she kind of like jumps forward like that. It'd be like that sometimes, right? And you can counter Moondrive yourself. So it's not like there's not responses to this. But I personally find in matches that, like, especially in reversal situations where you're already looking for a ton of other defensive options, this one on top of it, this is not like a very long time. This could just be me. Maybe if I played like LordKnight more or something, I would be like faster in the situation. But like, you really don't have a lot of time, and I feel like as far as clashes too, they aren't okay. This is actually just all like feeling, by the way. I have no way of doing this, but it feels like the clashes on like when you use a jab is shorter than other buttons, so it just feels really hard to react and do the counterplay to it. Real talk, right now I find myself mostly mashing through Moondrive activation situations because like I'm just really not used to them. Another thing too is like it's not like clash skills are the only thing you have access to as well. So Moondrive is like a big gamble situation once your opponent activates it, because they can do other frame 1 stuff out of it as well. So in this example, she could just do her invincible 2-2B DP. She doesn't have to use a clash skill and potentially lose. And she could also go for the shield. And you really only have like this. It's really not a lot of time. So from my matches online, I usually feel like I'm winning just neutral and from knockdowns pretty consistently. And the main things that have contributed to me struggling or like losing rounds have been just the clash system in general, which I am starting to understand. Side note, I am bad at clashes in all fighting games because of the way I input stuff. I did make a video of like, oh, you should try to get used to buffering things in a certain way so that you can tell what happens when you whiff. But one of the biggest downsides to that is actually clash. Like, you're probably going to lose clashes because you're not mashing. So there's the whole clash system, and this clash system is different than other games, and it comes up quite frequently. And just dealing with Moondrive in general. Okay, so to make this not just a video where I'm bitching about Moondrive, I'm going to try to share with you guys some considerations I've been thinking of as well. I shared some of the counterplay to Moondrive earlier in the video. Most of the commonly shared counterplay that people share with each other. But I have thought of a couple of extra things in regards to Moondrive. So one is actually you should be thinking about the general situation, because we're talking about like defensive Moondrive, especially like after knockdown. So when you knock someone down and Moondrive is in play, if you have like one of these style of mix-ups, Moondrive is extra strong against this. These don't really hit meaty. It's a combination of looking for low shield, and if you are good at controlling which side your character lands on, it could be just like really visually jarring. So here, Moondrive basically decides the situation. You're at a huge disadvantage if you select this and your opponent has Moondrive in play. So if you're scared of Moondrive, I would say don't pick this style of mix-up on a character straight up. Also consider how much HP you have, because this will also affect how likely it is for your opponent to pick Moondrive. Some people will pick Moondrive as a reversal no matter what on the first knockdown, just like as a fuck you, I just want to get back into it type of thing. Other people might be a little bit more considerate with it, especially considering after you use Moondrive, you're not going to have moon skills for a while, and characters have good moon skills. What I mean is, for example, let's say if I knocked him down here with this little baby combo, maybe he won't go for it, right? So if I pick Moondrive here though, this pretty much can be a game-winning situation, because Red Arc only has about 20% life here. So if I use this Moondrive and get a hit, I'm going to win the game. So definitely keep life totals in mind. Also, maybe an opponent whose back is to the wall, like let's say you're about to win and they have like really low life and you knock them down. That's another place where they might pick Moondrive to just give them like one last shot of getting out and coming back against you. The last consideration I would make is rather than going for some type of mix-up situation, doing something that's like really safe if you think they're gonna Moondrive. So consider something like this. So here I'm doing just a short little combo, EX ring, and look how far away that she is from here. So at this range, Heat doesn't reach, and Moondrive wouldn't do anything either. This is basically the main thing that could happen. In this case, the A counter doesn't reach. He has the clash here, but I have plenty of time to react because I'm a little bit farther. And I have a super cancel off that's invincible, so I could use that against it. Even a shield thrust doesn't counter this. The B follow-up doesn't counter it either. And this is one of those cases where it looks like the B follow-up can be counter-hit by the 3C anti-air. Hopefully that makes sense. Not a big fan of this mechanic, not gonna lie, but there's stuff you can do about it. I know I need to practice more against it. It's kind of annoying so far though. Let me know what you guys think. Is this like the secret one that people aren't talking about? I still see people talking a lot about Shield. Like and subscribe if you guys feel like it too, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.